Are you tired of putting so much money into this game and getting absolutely nothing you wanted? Head on over to MrMuckCoin.com and use code GS for 15% off all your purchases, which include player training coins and more. Link is in the description. What is going on, guys? GS here. Welcome back to another Madden 20 video. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. So today we are bringing you guys another Madden 20 gameplay online head-to-head of the ranked variety of these Madden Ultimate Team streets. So we still got the Sheriff at the helm, still testing out Peyton Manning, and we have active him, Torrey Holt, and Randy Mouse. And on the defense side of the ball, we got a few new players. We have Denzel Ward, Troy Polamalu, Deion Sanders is still, fairly new to us. And I think that's about it. So definitely enjoying Peyton Manning. Even though pocket QBs, I really feel, until Protected comes out, I definitely feel like you're at a huge disadvantage. The only way I can see pocket QBs being viable, as good as Hot Route Master is, and it's good, don't get me wrong, it's good, but the just Escape Artist is just so good that it just makes it very difficult to want a pocket QB. The only way I can see it being viable is if Protected is like pretty good. As you can see, the lunch candy box or whatever his name was, he just ends up just leaving, and we actually took a loss for that. Then we get meshed up against Rate Block over here, and but the thing about Protected is that nobody can get it unless you're 95 overall, which is wild to me, because that right there hopefully is the best ability for a pocket QB. It is the best one, and if Protected works well, and if it can do decently good against guys who are active on the D line and actually protect you and give you time in the pocket, then it's like okay, now we're cooking with some grease. Now we're looking good, and I can see myself using a pocket QB, because when I need to pass, it's generally a long situation, third and long, fourth and long, whatever the case may be. Unless I'm like this scenario and I'm just testing out a new quarterback or whatnot. But it sucks because you can't. He went for it on fourth and forever right there. Not really sure why he gets sacked. And then I try to squeeze in a passing touchdown with Peyton Manning right there, and he wasn't having it. But yeah, like unless Protected is really good, it's tough to use a pocket QB. Like I play a lot of people, and like in house rules or just head to head as our opponent quits, and then we get right into another game. And I was just like, I wonder how people would do with the pocket QB, because those guys, those fast guys, those Escape Artist guys are so like, it just makes everything a lot easier for you on defense. On offense. Because whenever I had like Michael Vick or Andrew Luck, it just changes things, because I can just run around, buy time, and just take off, gain yards, and it's very frustrating. Whereas the slower guys, you don't really have. Look at Polamalu, built-in secure tackler. You've seen it. You see my man Polamalu with the built-in abilities. But anyways, back to Protected. It sucks because you can't get it until you're 95 overall. Where right there, good wheel route by him, caught me off guard right there, and he ends up getting a big play. Escape Artist was first introduced in Ultimate Team. I believe Steve Young was the first person to get it. So, and that was like not too long after the game came out. It was like one of the handful of first legends. So it's not like we had to wait super long. Whereas Protected, like, it's still not available, and it's not going to be available until a 95 overall is released, which just makes it. I don't know. I don't know. Again, hopefully it's a ability that makes it useful, because I enjoy pocket QBs, because if I got someone with speed, it just completely derails my reads. I have my one read, and if it's not there, I'm taking off. Peyton Manning, I'm looking at read 1, read 2, I'm looking at read 3, I'm looking at my check down, I'm looking at sidelines, because I know I'm not going anywhere. So a pocket QB better fits my style, even though the faster quarterback is more I think just so much more useful for for anyone. After that run, this just kept on happening again and again and again and again and again until the game just disconnected. And you can take a guess what the result of this game would be, whether I won or lost. Go ahead and just take a guess. Take a wild gander. But again, hopefully Protected comes out and it's very useful, because if it is, then that just changes everything. That completely changes everything for me. You can have your escape artists, you can have your fast guys. If you have 2 D linemen active and Protected can go on ahead and hold them up for a decent amount of time, then I'm happy. Then I feel like, okay, that's what I need. That's what I need. So one thing here about my opponent that you don't see too often is that he's a passer, and a heavy passer, which you don't really see a lot. So there's a lot of passing going on this game. And, typically you see a lot of runs this year because evasive, bruiser, all those ability running backs, like they are so tough to stop unless you have unless you have a lot of abilities to counter it. And I don't have any tackling abilities here, so I was very happy to see that my man just likes to air it out. He had a touchdown on the streak. I don't know if you've seen it, but he had someone wide open on the streak. I mean, wide open. And thankfully, he just did not see it, because it would have been a touchdown as Polamalu gets a sack right there. And I'm liking Polamalu. It's just unfortunate that this game is so heavily relied upon abilities that it can make or break a card. Like, you take a look at Polamalu, and he can't get Enforcer, and that just changes everything about the card. Like, how good, he can't get Enforcer, and Enforcer would just make that card so much better. But unfortunately, he just can't get it. Like, the new Derek signature card that came out can't get escape artist, right? So, how good is that card? He can just get Gunslinger. Like the Matthew Stafford that's out, he can just get Gunslinger, and that's it. How good are these cards as my opponent runs 1-4-6? And I hate facing 1-4-6 because there's so many things you can do. You can just send everyone. You can send no one. You can send. I have trouble with it. I don't really have a very consistent offense when facing it. Right there, X is just wide open, and that is a touchdown. If I had Bazooka, if he had the arm strength to really give it over the top, but there's no QB in the game that's going to be able to make that throw. And again, X is open again, and I just threw it to my end route very blindly, and I just missed back-to-back reads. He missed a touchdown, and I missed 2 wide open crossing routes just for absolutely no reason. Not really sure why, but hopefully it doesn't cost me here. But again, he's very, very, very passing heavy. We're sending cover 0, sending the house while having 3 man-ups active. Goes over there to the sideline, incomplete pass, so we are going to go on ahead and get back on offense, and hopefully we can have better success and hit the crosser. I know, thankfully we got a good bounce right there. I know that the crosser was open both plays in a row, I don't know, just didn't hit it. We step up in the pocket right there. Y was wide open, and I got hit just before I could release the pass. 2nd and 11 this time. What do you know? I actually hit the crosser, as I should have done the previous 2, or the post that's crossing over. And right here, we got a sneak and a run, a little swing, a little spin action, and he could go. Eat some dirt, son. Way, as we get into the end zone with the run, and that Melvin Gordon is pretty good with no abilities. Nowhere near close as if he had abilities, but he has a good spin, which is very good. Where if you're going to have a running back non-active, he's one of the better ones to have because his spin is really, really, really decent, and it can get you by. Sometimes right there, it's as my man Buckner ends up scoring the touchdown off the fumble and putting us up 14-3. So got ourselves a big lead here. I would like to think a big lead, right? And hopefully we can go on ahead and get another stop and go from there. So right here is one of the few rushing attempts. You take a look, only 2 attempts, 3 yards, and I will give credit where credit due. Passing is not easy. It is not easy, and it's not easy because one, D-line comes right there is a beautiful read by me, and I seen the broke press immediately, bailed out over there, He threw it to us. We were able to get a pick, and that right there is my very first pick with Troy Polamalu. And we got X again, who is active with post specialist, so he is going to have increased catching. So pretty much, if he just puts his hands on it, look at this read though. Look at this read. I mean, can that be any more of a dot, folks? I mean, can the sheriff put that any more better? I mean, come on, talk to me, people. Talk. That right there was a beautiful read, a beautiful dot. We end up putting him in the street. We put our, because we have Hot Route Master, we can put anyone on anything. We can. It's good. Hot Route Master is glitchy. It is. It's so glitchy, but it doesn't bail you out because of doesn't bail you out like how Escape Artist does. Like, I've never played anyone and said, man, he is just destroying me because he has Hot Route Master. Like, that hasn't been the situation, because how many Hot Route Master QBs have I faced? Probably less than 10. But Escape Artist, you know how many times where I would actually get pressure like this? Like, we got pressure, he's able to just run away and just throw the ball. Now, mind you, it was a pick. It was a pick. Okay, I give you that. But if he just threw the ball away, where if that same pressure at that same, defense was put to me and I got Peyton Manning, I'm getting sacked. I'm done. But Escape Artist just allows you to just roam around, and sometimes you could even break a big run while running backwards away from the sack. And it's so many times I've put in, which doesn't happen as often as I would like it to. But so many times I actually put good defense out on the field, right? And they just take off, and they just take off, and they get a big play with the QB. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me! And by the way, Moss ability is active. 50 yards is a guaranteed catch, and we just chuck it up to him. At least that's what I thought it was. I think they changed it, because previously, it did not matter the coverage. It could literally be 11 people with guarding the guy active. And you see right there, we got to toss it to Moss right there, because you can only have, I think, up to 3 passes not directed to him, and it goes away. So that right there is technically a pass, so it just rewinds the counter to 0, and we actually scored on it. So, but yeah, previously, you can go on ahead and chuck it up, and you can have 12 people on them, and it just didn't matter. They would ag you every single time. Where, like, now, I think it's guaranteed if it's like just minimal coverage, because I think my next drive, you see me chuck it up, there's 3 people there, where before the quote-unquote emergency maintenance, it didn't matter. Troy Polamalu with yet another interception, his second of the day. Like right here, Moss is active on the left side, right? I chuck it up, I hold X, and he just doesn't come down with it, where previously it just didn't. So I think they might have changed it, but he was still active though. So I said, YOLO, it's 1-on-1. We chuck it up, and he gets the big boy OBJ catch on Tillman. That was nasty. That was a beautiful catch right there. These abilities are wild, man. It really is. And like I said, it really just changes everything about a card. Troy Polamalu doesn't get Enforcer. There's no reason to get him over Tillman. Like there's no need. Like you can't convince anyone who's played this game that Polamalu is better than Tillman. In no way, shape, or form is it even close, because Tillman has those abilities. Maybe if there was no abilities in this game and it was Madden 19 style, you might be able to say that Polamalu was better. But with the abilities, no, because he doesn't get Enforcer, and it just changes everything. And it's just. This game, me and this game, we have a love-hate relationship. We do. I hate that I love this game so much. 2nd and 10 right here. And again, even though my opponent isn't doing too well, I will give credit where credit is due. He is passing almost every single play. And again, passing is not easy, because those D-line abilities will come in instantly, and a lot of people will usually have like Tillman or like 2 Enforcers. I'm starting to see more with Jamal Adams and Tillman. I see that a lot, but a lot of people still have 2 active D linemen, and let me tell you, hike the ball, they are in your face immediately. Passing is so difficult, and our opponent is going to go on ahead and quit. So good game to my opponent. Played not typical. A lot of passing, and Troy Polamalu comes up big with the 2 interceptions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, man. It's your boy Jess. We're going to go ahead and be signing out. Appreciate the love and support as always, man. Make sure you guys slap a like on that video. And yeah, see you guys next time. Peace!